Hi, Women Eat. My name is Macy Graham. I'm super excited and honored to be here. Lisa asked me to share this video with you to talk a little bit more about what I do, what my story is, and just give you some insights, some nuggets of wisdom to take away to help you on your own journey with relationship with food and body and life. And I specialize in helping women overcome binge eating. So we're going to talk a little bit more about that. And I also focus on mindful movement. Mindful movement is exercise that feels good, moving for pleasure, moving for joy, instead of that feeling of pain or punishment or having to move to burn calories. I realize a lot of people don't know what binge eating is, and it's something that I personally struggled with, and that's why I feel like I'm such a good coach for anyone that binge eats, especially women, right? Because we can relate to each other's stories so well. Binge eating is this ravenous state of eating where you feel out of control. You eat a large amount of food. You probably consume as many calories as you should in a day within 10 to 15 minutes. It's fast. It's usually done in secret. There's a lot of guilt and shame revolving around the binge eating. You don't know why it's happening. You feel like you don't have a choice. There's no control. It's not done because you're physically hungry, though that may be happening if you're in the yo-yo, restrict, and then binge cycle. But it's mostly happening from an emotional state, a reactive state, where you're living in the stress response most of the time. And in that stress response, you have a lot of negative thoughts and not a lot of negative beliefs going on in your head that are causing you to act out in a self-sabotaging way through binge eating. What I want you to know first is that binge eating is showing up for you for a reason. It's not God flashing a lightning bolt down at you and saying that you're a bad person, so you have to go through this. It's actually happening to teach you how to take care of yourself. Because my guess is that this isn't the only way that you're self-sabotaging. You're probably self-sabotaging in other ways too, whether that's at your job or in your primary relationship or even your relationship with exercise. There are surely other ways that you are self-sabotaging if binge eating is showing up for you. So the deeper lesson behind it is that it's trying to teach you how to take care of yourself. You're trying, binge eating is actually a great way to cope and to shift your state. And it feels good in some way while you're doing it. It feels good and it's supporting you and it's serving its purpose of relieving that stress, relieving that state of anxiety. But as I'm sure you know, it just leaves you in a full, bloated, depressed, heavy state. So it never really works. It just stuffs down the emotions and just kind of digs them even deeper, and you don't really address the deeper issues that are going on. If you're binging, that means you're eating really fast. It's impossible to binge if you are eating slowly. It's impossible. So that's the first step, and it's not easy. Actually, most people eat food too quickly, too fast. So it's simple, but the actual act of being able to slow down and mindfully eat your food, not multitask, and be 100% present with your meal is the first step. I would say that another very important step is really focusing on your eating rhythm. So your eating rhythm is what times during the day are you eating? Is it different on certain days? Is it different on the weekends? Are you usually eating 3 meals and 2 snacks, or does it look different every day? And if you can start to make that more regular, where you're like, okay, like I know that I do best when I have 3 meals and 2 snacks, or I do best when I have 3 bigger meals. It's going to be different for everyone. So don't feel like you have to follow someone else's certain program. Make your own program. Listen to your body and listen to your natural hunger cues of when you should be eating. I have found it most helpful to follow the biocircadian rhythm, which is when your metabolism follows the sun. At the beginning of your day, you're going to eat breakfast in between 7 and 9:30 a.m., if possible. Your metabolism is actually its highest in the middle of the day when most people are skipping their meals. Don't skip your lunch. Eat between noon and 1:30. And then you want to eat your dinner about 4 hours before you go to bed. So it gives you enough time to digest your meal before you go to sleep. And if possible, eat a lighter meal at dinner and eat more throughout the day when you're actually using your energy, using the calories. Don't skip lunch, don't skip breakfast, and make this a consistent routine. Find your own eating rhythm. I would say another very important thing is thinking about your macronutrient balance. Macronutrients is the balance of protein, carbs, and fats. This helped me tremendously to think at every single meal and snack, where's the protein, where's the carbs, and where's the healthy fats? And if I'm missing one of those 3, that's okay, that's fine. Take note of it and get it at your next snack or meal. At every meal, you need to have all 3. It's going to help. If you are on a low carb diet right now and you're binging, that's why. If you're not getting enough protein and you're binging, that's why. And if you're not getting enough healthy fats and you're binging, that's why. You're not in balance. So take a look at that. I think that will be very helpful to you. The last thing that I would like to say about binging that helped me the most personally is dropping the judgment around food. No matter what type of food it is, if it's good or bad, or high quality or low quality, or high pleasure, not very pleasurable, whatever it is, I just want you to drop the judgment around that food and allow yourself to fully have whatever you do decide to eat. A lot of times we're binge eating because we're not fully allowing ourselves to have the food. We're like half-assing it. We're halfway letting ourselves eat it. So we're actually eating it, but we're not allowing ourselves to eat it. So then we're going to end up eating more and more and more and more. Allow yourself to fully have whatever it is that you decide to eat. Eat it with presence, eat it with pleasure, and eat it with joy. I hope that is helpful. If you are struggling with binging or even just overeating, those are all helpful things just to improve your relationship with food. Now I want to talk a little bit about mindful movement, and I'll make this really quick. Mindful movement is movement that feels good. It doesn't suck. You don't hate it. It doesn't feel like punishment. It's going to be different for everyone. For me, it's going on a walk. It's yoga, it's Pilates, it's strength training, going to classes, hiking, being with friends, doing anything active that makes me feel better. I think that's the important thing to focus on through movement and food. How do you want to feel? How do you feel before you eat? How do you feel as you are eating? How do you feel after you eat? Same with exercise. How do you feel before you begin to exercise? How do you feel during the exercise, during the movement? And how do you feel after the exercise, after the movement? Those are the most important steps. If you focus on the way you feel, and you know that you're low energy one day, so you really just need to do gentle stretches, and then you do gentle stretches and you feel better, that's a good equation. That's mindful movement. But if you're really low energy and you feel like you need to do gentle stretches, but you binged yesterday, so you better go do that high intensity workout so you negate the calories, and then afterwards you feel even worse because that's not really what your body needed, that's not mindful movement. So I hope that is helpful. Listen to your body, trust yourself, know that you're making the right decisions based off of how you feel. Every single day is different. And just enjoy your life, every single moment of it. This is a journey, it's a process. It takes maybe listening to this video several hundreds of times. Maybe it takes reaching out and working with a coach. Whatever it is, keep at it. It took me several years to finally get it. And one day it's going to click. You're going to have several aha moments, and you're going to be amazed at how you transform your relationship with food and body if you just keep on searching out for the people that their wisdom, their knowledge sounds good to you. It makes sense. I just want to end with just a little bit of mindfulness. You can bring one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and feel free to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. And exhale out the nose, down the throat. Inhale, big belly breath. Exhale, release. Inhale. And exhale. And keep your hands on your heart and on your belly. And keep this mindful breath. And notice how you feel in this moment. What's showing up for you? Keep your awareness on your breath. Know that you are worthy of feeling good. Know that you can trust yourself, trust your body. You can trust the way you feel, and you can trust your decisions. Anytime you feel disconnected from yourself, come back to this power pose with one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly, and just breathe. Know that just because your brain tells you to react doesn't mean you have to. You always have the choice to sit and slow down and notice what's really showing up for you, what's really going on. Take another deep breath in and deep breath out. And slowly open your eyes. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. You can reach out to me at hungryyoga.com, contact me, connect with me on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I look forward to speaking more and hearing more from you guys as well. Let me know in the comments how you feel, what were your takeaways, and what really resonated with you in this message today. Namaste.